Okay, this one looks like an A6, or nearly an A6. It's hard to tell with these types of originals, like this one. It's a really nice original. So let's see if we can make it look good. So I'm wondering if we're going to go straight to 200, and then we'll make some whatever adjustments we need, if we need it. This one's colourful. It's very scenic as well. It's very pretty. Well, it is a scene. That's one thing I can say. So we're just going to go here. We're going to do the colour adjust thing. Right. We're going straight to red. What am I going to do with this thing? This will be an interesting one. And the hue. We're going to call it off. No, we can't use that. We can't use that. We're going to use this up here. Black's going to stay normal. So we got here something interesting. Maybe background colour can be left out for now. I just had a really slightly messy original on the glass, so I'm just going to give it a wipe. I hope it doesn't show too much. It's like a piece of broken glass I had on there, so that wasn't too good. So I'm just going to, this is the article. This is I think this is the 12 Apostles. And this is, it's just a blank card. It's not got happy birthday or Merry Christmas. And yes, just as I thought, it's longer than an A6 and it's wider than an A6. So we've got to make this into a different enlargement. So hopefully I'll remove that broken glass shards, only tiny little things, but still. Now we're just going to make it, I don't know if we're going to go fit the page. This one's going to be a challenge. So we're going to make this one 170 horizontally and vertically. This will be a challenge. 140 vertically. So it's going to distort the aspect ratio. This is going to stretch, and this is going to be will appear a little bit compressed. So let's see how this goes. I think we've set it up. I think we've set up all the other shit. We'll just see how it goes. I forgot. Oh, listen to that scanner. It sounds really bad. That's really squeaky. Silly Konica Minolta. I mean, Konica Minolta don't care about the product. And this stupid 3-step photocopy process is really annoying. It's like so difficult, you know. It just takes too long just pressing the 3 buttons. You know, if I was in an office and I want copies in a hurry, I'd be absolutely infuriated. But we've made this way off target. Nice colours though. Maybe a background colour could be thrown in for good measure. Maybe. We'll see how we go. But we've got to... Oh, fuck. Going to close that. We're going to get this looking a lot better. So we've fucked up both ways. So this one's going to be... I'm going to make this one maybe 108... Oh, fuck. I feel like I'm going here for some reason. 190 for the horizontal, and for the vertical we're going to make this one, I think also we're going to keep it even Stevens. So I don't think that works from there, so I have to do it manually because it's stupid Konica Minolta design. I mean, I don't even listen to that bloody scanner. Fuck me dead. I mean, I wish Konica Minolta could make artificially intelligent photocopiers, and photocopiers whose hardware, this stuff, lasts 60 years, or at least 10 years, but 60 years is my idea of good photocopier design. And for some reason I'm just trying to think, we've got this edge there, unless it slipped away from the edge, but I'm not sure. I think we got the sizing correct overall. For some reason we've got this annoying edge. I don't know whether it's slipped away from the edge. It looks like it's against the edge. So it might be. It's the frame. It's the frame of the image. We're going to try and get the image framed now. We're going to just make some minor adjustments here. But basically, my idea of a photocopier is an artificially intelligent machine and the hardware lasting 60 years instead of 5 years. 5 years for this piece of junk. I mean, I had to pay good money for this fucker because I couldn't get my old C353 fixed because basically the spare parts and basically I'd have to pay for the labour because the company Mytronics had to discontinue the service agreement because I'd be paying for shit. And basically, if a technician comes through the front door, it's just it's 160 just for him to see the machine, or should I say, rock up on the front door. So I can't afford that. I need a service agreement. So it's not Mytronics' fault. It's Konica Minolta's fault. So I had to basically lash out on a bank loan for this thing. And I really, if I could still keep my C353 in service. And I've made this too fucking big. If I could keep my C353 in service, and instead of having, it would have cost me a lot less, but Konica Minolta are money fuckers. They don't give a shit. So I think we should have made it 185, not 285. But basically, Konica Minolta are fucking shitheads. They don't care. They just love their money. And where do the old machines go when they die? Do they go to landfill? Do they go to a high temperature incinerator? Both are undesirable outcomes, especially the landfill. But the incinerator is shit too. You don't want that bloody smoke clogging up the air and producing CO2 and heaps of toxic chemicals from the plastics and all the other shit. And what a waste of great minerals like gold, silver and platinum, as well as producing toxins. I mean, come on. I mean, the best thing to do with a machine like this is to simply recycle it. Strip the machine down and everything goes into different categories, plastics with plastics, metals with metals, but you got to separate the different plastics and the different metals. You got to take all the screws out, and not everything is recyclable, of course. It's like the plugs and sockets and the wiring, what happens to them, you know? Oh, fuck, I mean, you got to think of these things, Konica. You got to think of these things, but you don't think. You fucking stink. You fucking assholes. You know, you don't think about the planet. It's so much easier. It's so much better to keep the machine in operation than to have to recycle it. But of course, it costs less to dump it. So I take it you guys are fucking dumping these big pieces of e-waste. E-waste is a big problem. There's not much of it getting recycled. It's really dumb. And we'd have less dumping if only equipment would last long. It's not just photocopiers, it's phones and tablets and computers, everything. But now I've done a great job of the framing of this image. I'm happy with that image. So I'm wondering if we're going to leave it like that. But yeah, you got to think about the future, guys. I'll tell you one thing: when I become CEO of a famous, will become famous, a future photocopier company, I'll be endeavouring to do all the right things. I'm not going to be perfect, but I'm going to come as close to perfect as I can. And I look forward to that day. But until then, I've got to put up with this bullshit. But that's a nice picture we've made. I think we can be happy. Gotta go.